So I want to take this time to talk to you guys a little bit, give you guys some heads up behind the scenes stuff that went on. You guys saw what went on kind of on stage on Friday and Saturday nights, and you guys just get to see the pictures and the videos online. But what I want to talk about a little bit is what I had to go through to get there. I was feeling real good the week leading up to the Mr. Olympia. Got it together on Friday, got to the show. Everything was going as planned. I felt great, actually, coming out when I first came out on stage for the individual. And I noticed, as I started posing a little bit, I was feeling a little tired. And I still felt on point, though. I was getting the crowd's applause, and I felt real strong. And I came back out, and, everyone, when I took my clothes off backstage, they said, wow, you got another one in. This is the winner right here. So I came off stage, waited for the comparisons, and as I got into the comparison rounds, I slowly started to feel weaker and weaker as I hit poses. I really wasn't sure what it was. I was, getting very, very short of breath. And when they pulled us off between rounds, between comparisons, and started comparing some of the other guys that were out of the top 6, I noticed I was just hanging on the rail and feeling very, very weak. And there was actually certain points where I'm like, wow, I don't even know if I can go do this again and go through more comparisons, because I know they wanted to compare us and give us fair chance. And I know, Phil and Branch and Dexter are all looking great up there and feeling great. And my energy was just very, very little, and I was just trying to do the best I could to get through. And I know when I got off stage after the prejudge was over, I basically kind of held myself as I walked down the stairs, and my legs just started to get really, really weak. And I really wasn't, I'd say, cramping, but my legs were just very stiff. And when I moved to the back of the auditorium, and I laid down, I sipped a little bit on some Gatorade, and my friend came back, and he says, "You okay?" I said, "I just need to lay here for a few minutes." Well, a few minutes turned into about 45 minutes, and that time, everyone came over to me like, "You okay? You okay?" Because I wasn't moving, and I was just feeling really weak. And finally, I just, I had to get off the floor. I had to try to go home. And as I got off, my body just couldn't function. Everything just seemed frozen. So I was like, wow, I must be really dehydrated. So I had to make sure I drank a little bit. And I had my friends kind of carry me out of the auditorium. And I even pushed away a muscular development interview. You won't see anything from after Friday's prejudging, because I just was so weak when I walked out. I just needed to get in my car and go home. And I got home. I could barely walk from the car to my bedroom. I had basically my friends carry me in. I laid down, didn't even take my clothes off, and I curled up for a few hours and just tried to suffer through what I think was just heavy dehydration. And I was able to drink, which I really didn't want to have to do, because, of course, by the time I woke up Saturday morning, my condition was suffering a little bit of drinking all that fluid. But at least I was feeling better, and I was able to eat. And pretty much Saturday, I took all day to dial in. I threw in a workout there. I was posing all day to try to rid with the water to come back Saturday night and be a little fuller. I was about 3 pounds fuller and much, much sharper on Saturday night. So definitely it was a flatness issue on Friday, where I just started to flatten as the time went on. And luckily I was able to, look much better for Saturday night and learn from the experience that I just think I overly cut my water, and I got a little too dehydrated leading into Friday's show. So it was definitely an experience. It wasn't an easy win for me, and I was definitely pushed to the limit by Branch and Phil Heath and Dexter and, all the other guys. But I'm just happy that I came out on top, and I'm happy I came through healthy, really. That was really my main concern, is to get through the show healthy and be able to move on to the next round. So really the dehydration was so bad. Like I said, my concern was just if I was healthy enough to even go back. And I was to the point where I was willing to almost give it up if I didn't feel better. Luckily, a few hours later, I came out of it and I was able to eat and able to, get back to my game plan. But there was a point where I was ready to throw in the towel. I knew my condition was going to suffer from drinking fluids, and I had no choice. I was just trying to avoid, going to any kind of medical supervision where I needed IVs and that kind of stuff, because it was to that point where it was that bad. I mean, I even told Robbie that, I even thought about pulling out of the show at one point because I was just scared of what my body was going to do. But luckily that didn't have to happen, and I was able to come back. And I really suffered on Saturday to try to bring my body back to its peak, which I still don't think I was at my absolute best. I think I could have done much better. I mean, I definitely looked my best leading up to the contest. Everyone saw me even at 7-8 weeks. I was unbelievable. And, I just really, towards the end, I never saw what I saw the last couple weeks out. My body looked unbelievable at 2 weeks. And, a week and a half in the show, I was looking great. And as I got down there, it seemed like I got a little flatter, and I wasn't as grainy and as hard-looking as I could have been. And, working with Hani, he has a great eye, and he really kind of pushed, well, let's try to get this somehow. And I don't know what's going on with your body, but I just think, just my body might have peaked a little too early, and I just don't know really what went wrong. But I do feel I could have been better. I ended up being flatter than I was, so my physique appeared to be different. But I know leading into the show, I was still better than ever. And I still think my body was sufficient enough to win. But I just wish I would have been able to show a lot more improvements, because my back did improve tremendously in a lot of sides. My hamstrings improved a lot from the side. My arms were bigger. My chest was even bigger. But when I got on stage, a lot with the flatness from the fluid and the dehydration, that didn't show. And my muscles didn't have that pop that they needed to have. I had some pop, but not the pop that I had leading up to the show. And, of course, now fighting in, that and going into next year, I know for sure I can be much, much better. I'll be back for number 5 to show that I'm still here and still can make those improvements, because I did make a lot of improvements. I had a great, great year. I learned a lot. I've been working closer with Hani with training and nutrition, different kind of methods that we've been using. And we really wanted to improve my lower back, and I did that. My lats would have much more flair this year, and I just wish everything was pushing to the fact that, it was a few weeks prior, so I could really show those improvements. But, every show can't go perfectly as planned. I was hoping this one would, and I'm going to show everyone that, I'm going to be the best Mr. Olympia I can, no matter what. And I'm really excited to go into next year now, the show being out of the way almost 5 days. And I'm getting excited already just thinking about it. And, I have all this time now to really focus on making even more improvements, because I know these other guys are too. And I can't really say enough about these competitors. I mean, Branch looked unbelievable. Phil Heath had great improvements. Dexter looked great. I want to congratulate Ronnie Rocco for making the top 6. That was an amazing feat. I'm really, really happy for him. And, of course, Dennis Wolf, who trains inside at the same gym as me, for him to move back into the top 5 was just a great achievement. I know he's really, really happy. And I really want to send my congratulations to him, because I know how important it is for him.